So what did you write?
I am disappointed at Roger because he isn't affectionate and he doesn't communicate.
So he doesn't communicate. Is that true?
He doesn't communicate like I would like for him.
Oh, that's very different. You could say that about the whole world.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do you react when you believe the thought he doesn't communicate and he is?
I kind of shut down and
Stop communicating?
stop communicating
basically.
with him. Right.
Yeah, so turn it around.
I am disappointed at myself because I'm not affectionate and I do not communicate.
Yes. Have you noticed how you're not affectionate when he's not communicating the way you want him to communicate?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So I invite you to turn on all that affection when things aren't going your way, and see if it's even possible.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
So give me an example of where he doesn't communicate.
He's very, very defensive.
Okay.
And when I ask him a question, he won't answer me. He will ask me a question.
Okay, so what's an example? It's like, honey, how are you? And he says,
let's see. Did you hear what Imus just said?
you know, actually, I didn't. And how are you?
Well, he's talking about how ridiculous this situation is in Iraq.
You know, sweetheart, you are an amazing communicator. Everything you're experiencing, you let me know. You know, that tells me, actually, that you're just fine. Yeah.
I guess that's one way of looking at it.
Well, he's communicating clearly. He's asking you simple questions like, did you hear what Ima said?
Uh-huh.
You know, and you're not answering him.
No, because I don't watch Imus.
Well, there's your answer. It's like, no, honey, I don't watch Imus. I didn't hear what he said. What did he say? And he probably loved to communicate it to you.
Yes, eternally, on and on and on.
And you won't communicate with him in the way that he wants to communicate.
That's right.
Very good. So he is your mirror.
Okay.
Perfectly. Okay.
All right.
He's a fine communicator.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one.
I want Roger to touch me, be gentle and loving.
And do you ask?
Yes, sometimes I do.
And you say, I want you to what?
To touch me and be gentle and loving.
Okay, so you say, Roger, I want you to touch me and be gentle and loving. You tell him that. And what does he do? Okay, let's play it out. Roger,
Okay.
I want you to touch me and be gentle and loving. And I want you to do that now. It's nice to give him a time frame.
Okay, so he will come over and give me a quick kiss.
Ah, that's very sweet. And did you thank him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, sweetheart, I want you to do that again, only I want you to touch me and slow it down a little.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they just give us a quick kiss, and then we freeze up and go away, and all the thoughts run about them as we attack them, and he thinks he's done his part. Because you haven't communicated differently.
Right.
You've just gone to the
Right.
other room and you think, well, boy, you know, it doesn't take much to make her happy.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I don't complain.
Mm-hmm.
I just accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you think he's supposed to know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And he has no way of knowing that because you don't communicate.
True.
Good. The
Yeah.
next one.
Well, the rest of that was I want him to talk to me about his feelings.
Yeah. Okay. So, sweetheart, talk to me about your feelings. I really want to know how you feel.
I don't know how I feel.
Well, no wonder you can't talk to me about it then. You know, I've always wondered about that. That clears that up.
And I don't like to talk about my feelings.
I really hear that. I really hear that. How does it feel when I ask you to talk about your feelings and you don't want to?
I don't want to talk about it.
Do you mind if I talk about it?
I'm not interested, really.
Okay. Okay. Are you interested to know how I feel about that?
Not really.
Wow. You know, you sound like you really have your stuff together.
Yeah, he
You know,
does, too.
So I think I'll just go work with my feelings. You're obviously fine.
You got it. Yeah.
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 Okay, the next one.
Roger should be more sensitive to my emotional needs, desires, and feelings and communicate his own.
Is that true? Can you be sure that that's true?
Well, sometimes I feel like that, but
Well,
no.
see, that is the Roger you imagine him to be, not the Roger you married. There's a big difference.
Yes.
There is the Robert of your imagination, and then there's him.
Right.
So you
Right.
married him, not that one.
Yeah.
And every time you want him to shift into your imagination, he has to be Roger.
I thought he would open up a little more after
Well,
we've
that
been
was your
together.
imaginary.
That was my
Robert.
imaginary Roger.
That wasn't
right.
the one you married.
Right. Absolutely.
And did you ask him, like, after we married, do you think you'll open up a little more? He might say no, and then your imagination would have to do then to him what it's doing now to him.
Well-
and he remains Roger.
Actually, he did. After 5 martinis, he was very open. And I thought that, he would do that without the 5 martinis.
Even though you were counting. It's like, Roger, I'm going to keep a lot of vodka in the house. A lot of gin. What is a martini made of?
He likes the gin.
Okay. So I'm going to marry Roger and keep a lot of gin in the house. Yeah, because I noticed that until he drinks the gin, he's not the Roger that I want him to be. So I think I'll marry him. Someone says, does Roger drink? You can say, he better. That's my guy. Okay.
I got it.
Okay. And the next one?
Roger is closed, guarded, defended, and insensitive to me.
Turned around. I am.
I am closed, guarded, defended, insensitive to me.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. And again, I am.
I am closed, guarded, defended, insensitive to Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I am.
Yeah. And let's turn it all around. I am, and do the opposites. I am.
Okay.
What was the first word?
Roger is closed, guarded,
Okay.
defended.
I am open.
Okay.
Unguarded?
I am open, unguarded, undefended, sensitive to myself and Roger.
Yeah. And now the same way Roger is?
Roger is open, unguarded, undefended, sensitive to me.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next one?
I don't ever want to feel my need for his love and affection.
I'm willing.
I'm willing to feel.
Yeah, it could happen. Okay, sweetheart, let's take a trip here. You need Roger's love and affection. Is that true?
No. No. But it
You
seems
you
like
want his love and affection. Is that true?
yes.
And what about Roger?
What about him?
I mean, if he's really into Imus, and you want his love and affection, it's. Are you sure? And I'm being serious here. Like if they're into their book, their sports, their Imuses, and you want love and affection. For one thing, our timing's off. And to take a look at it, and that was just a little joke, because when you believe it, you take it on. But it's I want his love and affection. So close your eyes. Now picture him watching Imus. Now look at him. He's really into it. Now, you want his love and affection. Is that true? Which would you choose? Really look at him.
Which one he choose?
Which one would you choose?
Between
Him watching Imus.
Imus.
Look at him.
Oh, he's very happy.
He's
there.
very happy.
Yeah.
And, and then you think the thought, I want his love and affection. Is it true? Is that what you want when he's watching Imus and you really see him?
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't interrupt him when he's watching Imus.
Uh-huh. But I mean, if you just really look at it and you see how much he's enjoying it, I mean, what do you really want?
Well, I just want him to be happy.
And he is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's very happy. Yeah.
And if I want someone, like if Stephen's into like one of his books and I want his affection, I'll just crawl in there somewhere and he just kind of like on just naturally he'll just touch me, maybe put his hand on my head or something. And if he doesn't, I can direct him. And he'll just read his book and I'm there and he's not telling me to leave. So I can assume that he loves me. And I don't believe any thought that tells me that he doesn't. And if there's any thought that tells me that he doesn't love me, I would question it. And first I would ask him. And if he says, honey, I don't love you, I think, isn't that fascinating? Isn't that fascinating that he wouldn't love me?
Right.
Because when you love yourself, you project that everyone does. And I know everyone loves everyone. They just don't all realize it yet.
Right.
And the thoughts about not caring about another human being, the thoughts that would tear another human being down or anything on this planet, tearing it down, feel like stress because we're arguing with a mind that is very confused. Again, the universe is friendly, and any of our thoughts that look out at the universe and judge it not, it's going to feel like stress. So we're not in our natural flow and order with the way of it, as the way of it. And there's nothing that excludes. Everything included in that. Everything, everything, everything. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Including Roger.